Yes, I'm sort of, by education, an old-fashioned historian of religions, meaning that when I was educated, you were supposed to have one special field where you also learned the philology, you learned the language. In my case, it was ancient Greek religion, and then you had the universalist comparative expertise, so that you could get up at 4 o'clock in the night and stand on one leg, and then you knew something about Chinese rituals and Chinese myth and a little bit about Australian indigenous people. So you always had this encyclopedic knowledge about religions past and present, and then you specialized in one field so that you could have this historical philological approach to at least one religion. Then later on I moved into contemporary religions, and especially being interested in public discourses on religion. Not so much the actual or factual landscape, but well, I did that in the beginning, sort of mapping the field in Denmark, not least Islam, but then I moved into the discourses in the media and politics, politicians. And this is still one of my main fields of interest. How do people think of, how do they speak about religion? And then finally I moved into didactics of religion or religious education, analyzing it, criticizing it, and coming forward with proposals for how to implement in the public schools study of religions-based religious education. So that is what I'm interested in, and my connection to Hannover and Leibniz has to do with this last thing, because I was invited with the Professor Wanda Alberts to come here years ago by Professor Peter Anders and Stefan Führing and give a lecture for a week, or actually have a working session for a week, I think it's called, in this Gastwissenschaftler program on religious education. And since then I've been coming here, substituting Professor Alberts in the beginning, and then coming here and lecturing each and every semester, summer and winter, on a specific topic. It could be didactics of religion, it could be contemporary religion, it could be creation myth, or a combination of all of this. Religion and law, religion and human rights. And it has been a pleasure coming here, so this is why I'm very happy to be Honoraprofessor. It came about because first I knew Professor Emeritus Peter Anders for many years. He, just like me, has been devoted and dedicated to the work of the International Association for the History of Religions, the IHR. He has been president, and now I'm president. I used to be general secretary. And Peter and I also share an interest in what I would call, in a way, applied science of religion, meaning that we are not always looking at employability, we are not always looking at what can it be used for, if you take an exam, but still we have sort of an idea that it is not bad if you can apply your knowledge about religion to contemporary issues, and for instance offer up your knowledge to journalists, to politicians, so that the public way of dealing with religion can be qualified by way of the academic approach. So we share that. And then with Wanda Alberts, I share this interest for the study of religions in schools, which is another way also of trying to massage into the public a scientifically based knowledge about religion instead of just prejudice or religious knowledge about religion. So I share with Wanda Alberts the ambition to have students and later on pupils in school learn not from religion but from the study of religion. And due to this common interest, I have been here, and I'm very happy to sort of look forward to several years where we can continue this work to try to promote the academic study of religion, approach to religion in a wider circle, also amongst the public. Well, first of all, we have the idea that we want to celebrate this Honoraprofessorat by way of having a seminar on study of religions-based religion education, or didactics of religion education. And I think when the Alberts will try to get together sort of the core group of scholars working on this in Europe. We are few, we are up against, not the wall, but we are up against serious opposition, because the normal approach to this is theological, it is religious, it is sort of having pupils learn not from the study of religions, but from religions. And we are trying to introduce something different from that. And we're going to have a seminar on that, but we are also planning to have I think it's called a podium discussion, where we can introduce the Hannover public to this idea that has to do also, of course, to some degree with the subject here in Niedersachsen called Werte und Normen. I personally would like to see Werte and Normen more study religions-based, but that may not be possible. But we can at least introduce the Religionswissenschaft and the approach of that to the public at large. And I think it's going to be necessary also for this department here to enter into some kind of contact with the wider public of Hannover in order to make them see the importance and value of the Department of Religionswissenschaft. I think it's important because this is one of the ways where you can tell the president of the university and the senat, etc., that they should put more money into the Department for Religionswissenschaft. They have to see that this is recognized in the wider society also. So we do have some plans, and we plan to also edit and publish a book, key terms, so to speak, in study religions-based religious education. Well, I've been General Secretary for 10 years, and the General Secretary is the one who is the primus motor of the daily work, who is supposed to drive the association. But the President, and I became the President this year, is not just an honorary figure, but it is mainly honorary, but still the President is supposed to link the past and the present and the future. He or she is supposed to be a resource for sort of the memory of the organization. And I think now that I know something about this association, past and present, and I think it has been an important player on the international scene when it comes to promoting the academic, non-religious, non-confessional, non-interreligious, etc., scientific study of religion. The analytical, historic, cross-cultural study of religion. And this is the aim of the association. It was founded for real, I would say, in 1950. It changed its name to the IHR in 1955. And it has been a prime driver in promoting this academic study of religion. And as I indicated before, it's not easy. The IHR work is always also uphill, because it seems as if most of the world think of religion and about religion in religious terms. So theology and religious approaches to religion, no doubt, has been and still is dominating the world at large. And I think that the IHR can sort of accept that. We can accept other approaches to religion, but we think that there is a special raison d'etre for this association, and that is to sort of promote this academic, non-religious study of religion. I would say that if you look to Germany, one of the leading figures here in Germany in favor of this approach, apart from Peter Anders, a professor from Leibniz Universität, and apart from contemporary persons also like Hubert Seiwert, I think that you should look also to Kurt Rudolph for this kind of position that is the position of the IHR. And I'm very happy to say that just recently I edited with Professor Armin Gertz, who also used to be a General Secretary, an anniversary publication for Brill on the anniversary of Newman, the journal of the IHR, its 60th anniversary. and it's called Newman, the Academic Study of Religion and the IHR, Past, Present and Prospects, and there we have collected all the most important discussions within the IHR and I think within the worldwide academic study of religion. So the IHR is really trying to push this and to promote this academic study of religion, and as I said, it's always uphill, but it's an important thing to try to do. Well, I think that it has become more and more popular, so to speak, to focus more attention upon contemporary religion and religion, as I call it, religion in relation to politics, culture, whatever is happening, the globalization, immigration, etc., etc. And for that reason, Leibniz Hannover is not sort of totally on its own, but it does have a specific profile, and it has been very quick in moving into this area of study. And I think that that is something that distinguishes it, that it has this profile of contemporary religion. Then I think it has a profile of strictly sort of Religionswissenschaft and the theoretical and methodological issues also linked to the very notion of religion, to the deconstruction of a theological approach to religion. And I think that also is something that can be seen from its Gastwissenschaftler program, where you have invited one after the other of the leading figures from around the world who are sort of dealing with this issue, the very notion of religion and the study of religion approach. And finally, but last but not least, I think that you do play a key role in the development of a study of religions-based approach to religion education, and that is, of course, by way of the interest of Professor Alberts. So I think that all in all, the contemporary, the emancipation of the study of religion from theological agendas, also when it comes to religion education, is what you could consider a specific drive that you have here. And then I think you have a new and young team, and I think you have potentials and you have ambitions, so that's probably also what you have to sort of go for in the future. A pleasure.